Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Welcome to Polkeball. Today I'm going to talk about Donald Trump. He's the new president of the United States, the leader of the free world, arguably the most powerful man in the whole world. And what do you think this means for India? We are sitting in India over here. And even if you are an Indian abroad, there has been news today, very, very big news today about what it means in Trump's America. And America is the number one country in the whole world. It is the most powerful country in the whole world. Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. And I think as a world leader, whatever, if America sneezes, the world catches a cold. And if Donald Trump has something cold, I think the world will feel the freeze. And here's the thing, right? So basically, he's a very consequential man, whether you like him or not. He's a very consequential man, right? Every US president is a consequential person, whether good or bad, that remains to be seen. See, one thing is true. I personally feel, overall, I think predictions for Trump, I think there will be no unnecessary, conflict with the Americans. I personally feel in terms of just, oh, you said this, oh, you said that. I personally feel India will become much more powerful, right? In the next 5 years, in the next 4 years, purely because while we are not growing as fast as we would like to, we are still growing fast, right? And we are that necessary counterweight to China, right? Which the US really needs right now, especially with China and Russia getting closer. Everyone knows that India is a key player in this game, the great game that is going on. And I think India will get favorable conditions while there is a lot of talk about tariffs and H1B visas being stopped and everything. I personally feel India will benefit in the long run, but say 2028, by 2028, 2029, India will be in a much better position, especially with America. I think our ties are going to be deepened as two countries coming together, purely because even if you think from a real politics standpoint, right, even if you're not getting emotional, we are needed against China. While China's economy is 5 times our size, and I think America's economy is more than that. It's like 10 times our size, if I'm not wrong. So 8 to 10 times our size. So when you look at something of that sort, you will feel that why are we so important? It's purely because we are punching way below our weight as of now. China grew because they became friends with America. I think India will grow if we become friends with America. I think we need to drop that non-aligned movement crap. I personally feel it's something which should have stayed in the 1960s and 70s. The Cold War is long over. I know we look at strategic autonomy, geopolitical autonomy. It's very important for us. But at some point, we need to wake up and smell the coffee or wake up and smell the chai, the masala chai, and be like, hey, you know what? China, अभी तो झगड़ा हुआ था अपना चाइना के साथ. Just recently, we had like such a tense situation on the border. Luckily, things are normalizing. And I personally feel that India really needs to learn. And if we need to even get close to China, forget surpassing them, even get close to China, we can't do it without the Americans. You need Donald Trump, and Donald Trump needs us. I think it's a match made in Mar-a-Lago. It's a match made in heaven, match made in Florida, Mar-a-Lago, I would say. And I think we can do well. I think Modi and Trump are good friends. I find Trump very funny whenever he comes to India and tries to speak in Hindi, or at least use Hindi words. And similar to Modi ji, when he goes to the US and he says something like, "Oh, AI doesn't mean artificial intelligence; it means America and India." Like, कुछ भी करते हैं यार. So my point is कि at least there's good repo. I think there is a good repo between the two countries. Recently, there has been some unbun, especially including Canada. But now even Trudeau's gone, and Trump is talking about how हम Canada को include कर लेंगे US में. वो होगा नहीं. That is just a negotiation tactic, right? But my point is on okay, H1B visas, that's a huge challenge. There have been many reports and complaints that hey, this is the system needs an overhaul. Some are saying just scrap that whole thing. There's no need to outsource, there's no need to get in so many immigrants, even if they're legal in nature. And it's a very strong and powerful base, right? Vivek Ramaswamy made one bad tweet and he lost that role in DOGE, the Doge team, which was Department of Governmental Efficiency, which also I think now is headed only by one person, that's Musk. Maybe there will be other people, but the face of the operation were, Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, right? So now he's gone. So I don't think that H1B debate really went in the favor of Indians in general, which is understandable because I think this had to happen, right? This had to happen. But I think as a country of 1.4 billion people, we should not worry about hey, whether our people are getting citizenship elsewhere or not. I think it's very important. It's America, it's the leader of the world. But it also shows that, hey, the doors of, legal immigration also are kind of closing, or if not closing, at least are being limited, right? So this is important for India. What it means is, I personally feel quite a few people are going to come back. Okay, quite a few people are going to come back. They're like, yeah, यहाँ पे the point नहीं है. Might as well then go to Dubai or something, because even Dubai doesn't even have income tax, and it is like what, 3.5, 4 hours away from flight, and from Mumbai, and or even many metros in India, right? And it is like वहाँ पे भी citizenship नहीं, यहाँ पे भी citizenship नहीं मिलेगा. So probably that is something that's going to happen. Many people will probably go to Singapore, Canada. They would have tried, I would have said, because I know a lot of people who, if they cannot do the US, they go to Canada, right? They go north with thoda sa. Europe is also, in parts of Europe, they are fine. They'll take these high skilled immigrants from the US. UK is not one of them. I think their economy is not looking good either. So yeah, tough choices. So many of them probably will come back. My only challenge is this will again cause a lot more competition in India. I feel, because फिर ये लोग आएंगे, ये लोग अपना डॉलर शॉलर लेके आएंगे, रियल एस्टेट में डालेंगे, इधर उधर डालेंगे, ये प्राइसेस बढ़ाएंगे. I personally feel this. But ठीक है, you know what, competition is something which will always happen in India. We just have 1.4 billion people. We have to deal with it, right? So the next 4-5 years will cause this also. And some of these decisions, if they're upheld by the Supreme Court of the United States, it will have effects, not just now, it will have effects 10-15 years down the line. So we'll have to see, right, how it works out. But I think overall America and India are friends, and I think it should continue that way. So that is very important. What we need to also look at is that when these people come back, they also bring their, not just their dollars, but also their talent. So many of these people, they are going to create new jobs, is what I personally feel, because hey, काफी अच्छे लोग हैं अपने US में. Like, I don't think, oh my god, all of them are going to come back, but even 10% come back, that's a huge number, right? And I think, I personally believe that India will benefit when these people will come back. बस हमको थोड़ा तकलीफ होगा, कॉन्सर्ट के टिकट्स और जल्दी से खत्म हो जाएंगे, बिकॉज पैसा बहुत है, एंड रियल एस्टेट विल गेट मोर एक्सपेंसिव, एज आई वाज सेइंग. बट आई थिंक, व्हाट इफ एनी, even like 1% of that 10%, they create some amazing companies. But I don't know if you know this, the Snapdeal, जो Flipkart और Amazon के साथ बढ़ रहा था in early 2010s. Snapdeal today is not a big deal. Back then, it was literally number 2 in the country, even before Amazon was, right? In terms of e-commerce with Flipkart. Snapdeal was founded by Kunal Bell, and who I've met incidentally, and बात भी किया था उनसे. Very, very inspiring guy. And he basically, from what I understand, he in a news article I'd read, that his visa was rejected, and he couldn't believe it, and he couldn't reapply for it and all of that. And when he came back to India, he was like he was shocked, like how is it even possible, and this and that, like he has such great educational pedigree. तो उनको मिला नहीं, तो उन्होंने सोचा यार मैं स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट कर लूँगा, कुछ कर लूँगा. एंड दैट्स हाउ he started. It wasn't Snapdeal at first. I think it was a coupon based website, and then it turned into an e-commerce website. I'm forgetting the name. But any which ways, the point is he created $1 billion company, right? And it's not like just because your US visa gets rejected, you create $1 billion company. But it just shows that, luckily for Indians at least, and for him also, frankly, like some of our brightest can actually start companies over here and not just become, like someone who's just, okay, job kar rahe. Because entrepreneurship is the need of the hour as of, today in India. We need people to create jobs, both in the formal sector as well as the informal sector. So when these people come back, this is what's going to happen. And in general, I feel we will be safe from a border standpoint, because Trump is very serious, right? He's already sorted out like that ceasefire deal with Gaza and all of that, in Gaza and between Israel and Palestine. He's already done that. And Putin mentioned today, boss, like, I'm ready to talk about Ukraine. So if wars are going to stop, what's going to happen is that, things will become, the global supply chains will be a little more sorted out, right? And when global supply chains, the shipping lanes and everything are sorted out, the wheat that is coming, the food and oil that is coming from Russia and Ukraine and all, If that becomes sorted out, global supply chains become more efficient, things become cheaper. Things become cheaper. So war is not good. And if wars are stopping because of Trump, that's fantastic. That's all we need to care about, right? That's fantastic. And if you just want to see your self interest in that, it just means things will be cheaper and we will be more secure. That's nothing more important than being secure, right? Because China wouldn't want to mess around with India, right? With Trump at the helm in the US, right? So, and also India itself is playing the game smartly, where we are like, okay, we are going to be everyone's friends. And while we are friends with Russia, we're also, increasing our deals with the US, industry in general, US government and all. Now, the last thing I would say is, even if, like, the visa situation becomes bad, more and more outsourcing will happen to India, I personally feel. Because see, Wall Street wants American companies to show profitability and great margins. And the one way they have really done it for the last 40, 50 years, they have been outsourcing, whether it's manufacturing or services. I think if they can't hire, within the US via H1B, they're just going to outsource quite a few things. एंड आई पर्सनली बिलीव, एंड वो आउटसोर्स फिर वो किसी गांव में नहीं करेंगे ना, वो शहर में ही करेंगे. So I think Indian cities will benefit, because we are going to get a lot of, like, just like Chinese cities benefited, right, in the 1980s, 90s and all. So we will also benefit now. I personally believe. I think it's long overdue, because there is, like, what, hardly a few crore people in India that are paying taxes for hundreds of crores of people. We might as well get some chance to earn more, frankly speaking. So, and if American dollars enable that and we help them out with their company's performances, it's a match made in heaven again, right? So it's synergies. Yeah, no one's ripping anyone off. Okay, no one's ripping anyone off. It's as simple as that. You like globalization. Globalization comes with outsourcing, And yeah, like, if visas are not a guarantee, by the way. There are a lot of people who are like, oh, how can visas and immigration and all be not allowed, bro? Every country has a right to its own borders. As simple as that. And we should respect that. And because we expect others to respect our borders, we should respect everyone else's border also, right? And going to the US needs to become a privilege again. It can't just be like moot hai chale gaye, and we should be sending our best of the best, because people are going to gravitate to the number one country in the world, right? So उसमें कुछ ये है नहीं, because remittance भी आता है उन लोगों से इंडिया में, right? So we do get, like, forex, if I'm not wrong. So in general, I think it's a good thing, whatever is happening, in the sense that Trump coming back. It would have been nicer if the H1B visa thing wouldn't have been under so much scrutiny, but that's okay. Some wins and some losses, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But I think India and US will really, the relationship will blossom in the coming few years, I personally feel. And I can't wait for Trump to visit, India again and talk about Swami Vivekanand and try and pronounce it. Like, he's too funny, dude. And oh, by the way, so the US is going to complete 250 years as an independent nation in 2026, which is next year. And Trump is going to be the president, while commemorating the US completing 250 years. So that's awesome. I hope Prime Minister Modi is there at that time. It will help deepen the bond. And also, I would say, India, and there's the World Cup also. The World Cup, the FIFA World Cup is in New Jersey this time round, right? Which is in the US, of course. And udhar bhi Trump rahenge, to apne Indian fans, and New Jersey is known for having a huge Indian diaspora. So I personally feel, there should be some sort of shout out for Indian Americans, and of course Italian Americans over there, because it's New Jersey, of course. So yeah, anyways, I think I'm very excited for the Trump presidency. I think there are going to be a lot of memes, hopefully all good ones in good nature. And yeah, I just hope India does well on Trump's watch. And I personally am hoping for America's success, because if America succeeds, so does India. And I'm an Indian and I want India to succeed. We really need it. Look at the numbers here. 5.4% pe grow kar rahe. Kya chal raha hai? Let's go for it. Let's win. Thank you. Let me know what you think. कुछ भी बकवास बोल रहा है, ये बोल रहा है, maybe you must be like, what is this guy even talking about? It could be true, right? And let me know what you think, about Trump coming in, Department of Government Efficiency, Musk being who he is, the online racism Indians have been facing because of some decisions that have been taken. Let me know what you think. Let me know. Thank you.